Welcome back for another video. I've been waiting to film this video for such a long time now. It's definitely a topic that has crossed my mind over and over and over again, and I've seen so many people talk about this topic in particular, and that is how to be the main character of your own life. I feel like a lot of people approach this topic with the theme being I need to be the baddest, prettiest, best in the room type vibe, which is still very true and still is a really big part of being the main character of your life. But sometimes I think about how do you just flip the switch one day from being not so confident to being the most confident person to now thinking of yourself as the main character of your life. Especially if you're not used to doing that, that can be really, really hard. And that was my story, and I still struggle with it from time to time. But I've definitely come up with a few things that I've done that has made a tremendous difference in my life when it comes to putting myself first, loving myself first, and being the main character of my life. You can't become the main character of your life if you don't even love the version of yourself you are now. One of the biggest things I learned in 2021 was we are born as we are. We're born with one body, one opportunity, one lifespan, and there's absolutely nothing we can do. We have to live that life. It's so much harder to go against yourself all the time and allow negative feelings and allow negative self-talk and allow envy and jealousy and allow insecurities, allow trauma from the past to hold you back from the life you were destined to live. Accept the past you have, accept the present moment, and accept the future that you might have. And love yourself through and through. If there's certain things you don't like about yourself that you wish you could be doing different, then change them. The beautiful thing about life is you can easily change them with choice. I just want to thank AG1 for sponsoring this part of the video. I feel like you guys have seen me with my AG1 greens over and over and over again. I consistently talk about them. They are my go-to greens that are a part of my particular morning routine is how I use it. I love drinking it in the morning. I was first introduced to AG1 by my mom. My mom is a repeated customer. She absolutely loves them. And now me and Roberto are hooked ourselves because it's just that good. You actually see and feel a difference when you're adding this into your routine daily. And I literally can't go without it. I bring it when I travel. It's just become a very big part of my routine. I love knowing that I have all the greens that I need that is truly filling in all the gaps of my diet that I just can't do on a day-to-day basis by drinking this one drink. It really supports your body's natural nutritional needs, gut health, recovery, energy, your immune system. It's packed with over 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food ingredients. And then on top of that, combining the perfect amount of micronutrients, absorption. One thing I love is I feel like you can really feel a difference in your days when you do start it with AG1 greens. Like I can't go a day without drinking it or having it in the morning. My current favorite way to drink it right now is I've been putting it in a small glass with some ice cubes and then I'll froth it. It just gives it a nice fluffy texture. You can definitely taste the greens, but then it has like this berry smoothie aftertaste, which makes it taste so good. So anyone can drink them even if you're not a greens fan. So you guys know in 2022, I'm really trying to take my health to the next level. I really want to give my body a fighting chance to be its best every single day, and really trying to find ways to support that as much as I can with the things that I'm putting in my body. And I love personally using AG1 greens. It helps with my digestive, my gut health. I definitely see a difference. And also it's just a good boost in the morning, especially if you're lacking focus or clarity in the mind. I definitely have seen a big difference in that area when I have this versus when I don't. For me, when I drink this, it's kind of like an anchor. Like, okay, I'm drinking my greens. I'm going to continue being healthy throughout the entire day. And it just kind of just sets my tone for the whole day to be successful in that area. So everything that comes in your AG1 greens is vitamins and minerals, adaptogens and antioxidants. They have dairy-free probiotics in here. And it has a superfood complex, and it has digestive enzymes and mushroom complex. Natural form of B12 in it, magnesium, biotin, folate. Athletic Greens' mission is just to help people take ownership of their health, and that is exactly my goal this year. So you just want a one and done, simple thing to add to your morning routine and to know that it's actually beneficial. This is the product I would recommend 100%. So what's actually really, really cool, if you're wanting to try Athletic Greens, they're actually gonna give you guys a free year supply of their vitamin D drops, which I love, I'm obsessed with. I take that daily as well because it's in their liquid form. So it really, really gets into your system, but also 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. If you guys are wanting to try it, that's definitely a good deal. Of everything linked in my description below, so make sure to check it out. I feel like in order to become the main character of your life, you have to love yourself. You have to understand what self-love is. You have to understand what self-love feels like. How do you become the main character of your life if you don't even believe in your own worth? You truly have to believe you are worth every ounce of energy you pour into yourself on a daily basis. You have to truly believe you add value to your life and to other people's life. You have to really know who you are, and you have to know what the best version of yourself really wants in this life. In order to embody being the main character, you have to believe you're worth it first. You truly have to love who you are from the inside out. So for me, I started with a self-love journey. I had to get really comfortable with just being myself, my true, authentic self at all times. And I had to believe in my self-worth. So for me, this is where self-love comes in, and really honing in on figuring out what self-love looks like for me and the things I need from myself. If you can't answer the question, why do I love being who I am? Then going through a self-love journey might need to be your next step. When I started this journey and finding self-love and finding self-worth, I spent a lot of time with myself, trying to relearn who I really was authentically, and not the girl who's consistently mirroring others, wishing she was somebody else. And I feel like spending a lot of alone time or doing things on your own is such a good way to get to know who you are, because if you always have company, it's almost easy to avoid ever getting to know that deeper part of yourself that you continuously keep running from. Through that time, I got to learn the things I loved, things I didn't like, the people I loved being around, the people I didn't want to be around, who I wanted to be in this world, who I wanted to be when I was alone. I got to really understand who I was through and through. I was able to let things go that were holding me back and let other parts of me shine that have been hidden for such a long time. And I naturally started to just love who I was. I fell in love with being authentic. I fell in love with being my natural self. I fell in love with living in my truth and just living in true alignment with who I am through and through, and never swaying that no matter who came into my life, what opportunity came up, the circumstance that I was facing currently. I stayed myself. And through that, I began to really learn who I was. And because I was secure in who I wasn't searching to be anybody else but myself. I wasn't longing to be in other people's presence to avoid my own. It was a peace and a confidence like I've never experienced before. I used to give to other people and just expand myself and wear myself so thin that I had nothing left for me. And once I stopped doing that and I started giving myself that energy, I started to become the version of myself that I always knew was within me. I feel like people that really channel that main character energy naturally understand their self-worth in this world. They will never allow a certain person, a situation, a circumstance to compromise their worth and the way they see themselves. This is something through my self-love journey, through my healing journey, I discovered what my worth is and how valuable feeling worthy can be to your life. Before anybody else believes in your worth or you trying to prove your worthiness to them, you have to believe it first. You have to believe you're worth fighting for. You have to believe you're worth standing up for. You have to believe you're worth being respected. And the first thing that compromises that, you're not believing your self-worth. You have to look deep inside and figure out where that might be coming from, where that might be stemming from, and finally face it. Address those issues, even if it's coming from yourself and negative self-talk. Address it head on and free yourself from a burden that no longer exists in this reality today. It may have existed in your past, but it does not have to go with you in your future. It took me a long time to believe in my worth. I've let a lot of things in my past step over my boundaries, compromise my ability to see my worth. I've disrespected myself. I've allowed other people to disrespect me. So every time something happened, I shrunk smaller and smaller and smaller. Recently, I've let go of all those lies I would tell myself, all the negative self-talk. I let go of the bond trauma held on me. And I was able to see myself for who I really was. And from that point, I was able to allow myself to be seen in a brighter and brighter and brighter light. Not the version of myself that I wanted people to see, but my true, authentic, vulnerable self. It is the most peaceful feeling I've ever felt. Ask yourself these questions. What are things that you love about yourself? What are your best 5 qualities you can list right now. What makes you unique? What makes you stand out? What are 5 things you're grateful to be? Those questions will really allow you to gauge where you are with your self-worth journey, where you are with your confidence, where you are with believing in your own ability. And if it takes you a while to answer them, that is okay. But it'll give you a starting point of where you know you need to work. Being a main character is someone who understands themselves and is truly confident naturally without thinking about it. I feel like true confidence is actually being at peace with yourself and not allowing others to disrupt you from your path, not allowing others to insert doubt into your mind, and truly knowing who you are from the inside out and walking proudly in that. Confidence is not just about being egotistical or about yourself, but it also can be a state of peace that you're just happy to be who you are. That took me so long to connect the dots. I always forced my confidence instead of just being who I was naturally without caring what anybody else thought. That is what confidence is. And if you struggle with having natural confidence, start with self-love. Being the main character, you wouldn't give your energy to just anyone and anything. And energy can be given in so many ways. And one way I feel like a lot of people give their energy is in comparison to other people's lives and what other people are doing or what other people look like, what other people have and you may lack. And that is so common amongst 99% of people. We all do it. No one is perfect in this area, especially with social media showing us everyone's life nowadays. It can be really, really hard. If you find yourself doing that, it may be time to take a step back. Stop spending so much time on social media and start living your own life. Find things to be proud of, find things to be happy about. And if you're not living the life you wish you were living, start putting in action steps to do that. Stop romanticizing everybody else's life but your own. That won't get you anywhere except where you are today. Figure out what you desire in this life and go after it. If someone else that you're watching can do it, so can you. When you envy somebody or compare yourself to somebody, when you stalk hate, when you gossip, you are sending your energy to that person, whether you believe it or not. Instead of spending your time doing that, put that energy back into you and see what you can get out of it. And maybe you wouldn't be spending time doing that so much. Looking at other people's life for me was a form of escapism for my own. I was so unhappy for a long period of time that I would love to get lost in other people's lives, to not face my own reality. And that has stopped me from so much in my life and held me back than so much longer than I needed to be. And it's almost like I had to wake up from that and realize I was even doing that. I know sometimes life can be heavy. We can be going through things that we don't want to be going through, but choosing the route of escapism is just like taking a nap when your house is on fire. Stop being afraid of life. Stop being afraid to be who you are. Believe in yourself. Believe in your worth. Believe that you are capable to live the life you have dreamed of for a very long time. I feel like truly being the main character of your own life is accepting your life for what it was, what it is, and what's to come, and truly allowing the real you to shine in every space you're in. Loving yourself for who you really are and not the facade you've put on for years. And no matter if they disagree with it or they love it, you are you day in and day out, through and through, confidently. A main character is someone who takes action, who doesn't allow any opportunity to slip through their fingers if they know it's meant for them. You can be someone who lives on a remote island in a jungle somewhere in a hut, and you can be the main character of that story. Your life doesn't have to be crazy, elaborate, exciting all the time. That's not realistic. But you can be the main character of your story. It's about the energy you hone into. It's about the way you feel, the way you live your life, no matter what you're doing. It's about the way you feel emotionally about who you are. It's about the way you live your life every single day with excitement to be exactly who you are, no matter how exciting of a day it is or mundane of a day it is. You can be the main character of your story. Start with building that self-love. Start with building that self-worth. Start with building that self-confidence. And eventually, you're going to be the main character of your life, no matter what you're doing. That is my take on how to be the main character of your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below what you're going to be doing to start becoming the main character of your life starting in 2022. I definitely want to know. I'm going to leave mine down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.